Welcome to the Sunday preview for this second Sunday in our Lenten season. And we have a reading from the Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus took Peter, James, and John, his brother, and led them up a high mountain by themselves. And he was transfigured before them. His face shone like the sun, and his clothes became white as light. And behold, Moses and Elijah appeared to them, conversing with him. And Peter said to Jesus in reply, Lord, it is good that we are here. If you wish, I will make 3 tents, one for you, one for Moses, and one for Elijah. While he was still speaking, behold, a bright cloud cast a shadow over them, and from the cloud came a voice that said, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. When the disciples heard this, they fell prostrate and were very much afraid. But Jesus came and touched them and said, Rise, do not be afraid. When the disciples raised their eyes, they saw no one else but Jesus alone. As they were coming down the mountain, Jesus charged them, Do not tell the vision to anyone until the Son of Man has been raised from the dead. The Gospel of the Lord. The other day, I was rewatching a movie called Silence, and it's about the Jesuits and their evangelization of Japan back in the 17th century, and how the Japanese were persecuting so severely the Christians and the converts that the Jesuits had made. And the title refers to the apparent silence of God as the people were being horribly tortured to death. It was just a reminder of, the many martyrs throughout all of time that have had to give their lives up for Christ, and all those confessors of the faith too that have suffered in one way or another for the name of Jesus, right? And Jesus even says that in the Beatitudes, blessed are you when they persecute you and mistreat you on account of me. And I was thinking of the Transfiguration in this light, because traditionally we've always seen the Transfiguration as one of those rare moments when Jesus does a miracle that calls attention to himself. So often he's doing miracles, healing and curing people, but it's for the benefit of the other person. And he tells them to keep quiet, mostly, right? Don't make a big thing of it. But here's one where he takes Peter, James, and John, and he's transfigured, and he lets them see his glory. And traditionally, we've always looked at this, and it was a way that Jesus had to reassure them, because they were going to have to go out and suffer. No, they were going to have to persevere through the crucifixion of Jesus and then keep faith, right? And there's a great line in the other reading for this week from the letter of Timothy. He says, Brethren, bear your share of hardship for the gospel with the strength that comes from God. And, I think it's good for us during this Lenten period now to remember that, Christianity here on earth is still a battle. It's still a struggle. And each of us have to bear our share of the burden. Sometimes it's direct persecution. Sometimes it's just the difficulty of living in a culture that doesn't really resonate with Christian values. And other times it's just the difficulty of actually living the Christian life, and rising up to its demands. But one way or another, all of us have to carry our share of suffering for the sake of Jesus Christ and build up the kingdom. And so it's a good reminder for us when we see the Lord transfigured and we contemplate that this week. We know that it's not always going to be there time of glory. There's going to be time of struggle and time when we have to remain faithful no matter what happens. And then in the world to come, we'll see the glory of God.